Too many things going on. Here we go. Okay, so we are going to be, here we go. I want to see some. All right, cool. So I can see you guys over here on my screen also. So who is live? We got Melissa Chiching with us, and we got Cami. So thank you guys for joining me live on Facebook. So I'm going to try and juggle back and forth. I will be asking some questions too. So yeah, please stay active in the comments. Ask me questions. It's always fun to, the more engagement we can have, the more I think you will take from this training. So we're going to start off with top mindset hacks to start operating from a place of self-love. Make sure you stay till the end because I do have a prize to give away. And so generally I like to keep these fairly short, high vibe. So again, make sure you guys are engaging and asking questions. Oh, Cami, thank you. I just saw. Thanks for your service. It is my honor and privilege to serve our country. So thank you. All right, you guys. So operating from a place of self-love. I'm just gonna go into my story for just a tiny portion of my story. So I began I've been in the health and fitness industry now for since 2007. I was always very fit, very active in high school. And the reason I stayed so fit and stayed active and did all these sports was ultimately because I thought that I needed to look a certain way in order to be like and to be accepted in school. So that led me down a very dark path of dieting. And I would say my first real attempt of what I considered a diet was, just not eating. So I would work out, I would restrict all my foods. I remember back in, the early 2000s during my deployment to Iraq, I was obsessed with the Oxygen magazines, the Muscle for Her, the fitness, yeah, any fitness magazine I was obsessed with. And I would like tear out all of the diets, all of the workouts, and I would just follow what they said. So these diets were very, very restrictive. And through restricting my diet, that led me down a path of binging and purging because I was restricting myself and restricting myself. And then I would get to a point where I was like, screw this. I just want some ice cream. I just want this. And then I would go indulge and then, feel really, really guilty about it and then go make myself throw up. So that was the beginning of what I consider hating myself thin. So continued down the route of binging and purging, trying every fad diet on the market, including HCG a few years later, in my mid to early 20s. And man, I was successful. I was super successful with HCG, as I'm sure many people were. But I was young and I thought I was invincible. So while I was doing HCG, which is a human growth or the pregnancy hormone, while I was doing that, I was also training for a half marathon. So I remember going out for a run with one of my girlfriends, hadn't eaten anything all day. And after we get home from the run, I literally, my brain like stopped functioning. I couldn't talk to my friend. I couldn't tell her what was wrong. The thoughts were in my brain, but I was unable to let her know like something is really wrong. However, she could see it. So she and it was weird because I could feel like the whole left of my side of my body was almost paralyzed. So it was just very, very scary. She reached out to Ken and Ken knew that I had been on HCG and he was like, get her food. She just needs food right now. And so got me some food. It took me several days to feel better. I was so sick from just thinking I could train for a marathon while eating very minimal calories. So I did a series of these roller coaster diets, anywhere from super, super restrictive dieting, overtraining. And, throughout all of this, it really led me to a point where I yeah, that's just why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing now. So, fast forward, all of these things that I had done to my body, all of the diets, all of the cleanses, all of the detoxes, I thought I had figured it all out. I thought I was completely like knew what I was doing. Again, I had been in the health and fitness industry for, or it was at that time 12 years. And I'm helping clients, they're getting amazing success, yet I was still on this roller coaster. So I remember just a couple of years ago, I went to the doctor, and that's when I found out that I had weight loss resistance and PCOS. And that shattered my world. However, it led me to where I am today, led me to learning more about functional nutrition. I learned to really take that step back in order to allow my body to rest, in order to fuel my body properly, and in order to fuel my hormones. So that's kind of what led me here today, led me to why I am so passionate about health and fitness. So here, I kind of shared my story already. So I did one thing I didn't mention was I did do bodybuilding competitions as well. And that was something that I thought would help me be more successful in the personal training industry. But during that time, I was working out, six times a week, anywhere from 2 to 3 times a day, including an hour of HIIT training every single day. I remember I would be on not the Stairmaster. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Oh, it's a Jacob's Ladder. Does anybody know the Jacob's Ladder? I'm gonna come over here to the comments. Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining. So does anybody know what the Jacob's Ladder is? So if you don't, it's like a ladder placed on its side and it moves. It's like a continuous movement, right? Oh, Cammy, you don't know it? Okay, so Jacob's Ladder, it's almost like a Stairmaster, but it's tilted like a ladder and you're climbing it hand and feet. So it's kind of like you're bear crawling on a ladder, right? So I would do this for an hour every day, getting ready for my bodybuilding competitions. 1 minute on, 1 minute fast, like a 1 minute sprint, and then 1 minute slow and recovery. Holy crap, it kicked my butt. And that was what I did for my cardio. I extremely restricted my food. And again, when I started bodybuilding, that led back to my binging and purging that had started back in, the early 2000s. So I just could not get rid of this vicious cycle of binging and purging. All right. So fast forward to today. I'm very proud to say that, again, with functional nutrition, finding this new holistic approach, I work out minimally 2 to 3 times a week, focus on daily walks, really focus on my mindset, focus on fueling my body. And inside this 4-day fat loss challenge, you guys will be, I did share a 4-day meal plan that has that's based off a Mediterranean diet. And that's what I love eating Mediterranean based foods because they're lower or they are anti-inflammatory foods. So they just help reduce that inflammation in your body. And I can say that I have not binged and purged for many years. I wish I knew exactly, but I'm very, very happy to say I've finally come to a place where I truly do love myself. And it took a very long time to get to where I am today with my health and, with my health journey. All right. So today's topic, all about self-love. And I know I asked you guys as you were joining this challenge to say what self-love is to you. Because to me, I didn't always have this self-love. So what is self-love? Self-love is a fundamental concept rooted in self-acceptance, self-respect, and self-care. So it's the practice of nurturing and valuing your own well-being, both mentally and physically. So although I was, taking care of myself physically, I was overdoing it, right? I was overtraining, under eating. So therefore, I say that I was, hating myself thin, because that was my idea of success. So one thing that I am very, very passionate about is loving yourself every step of your journey, honoring your body for what it's capable of, and knowing, this is the key part, knowing that it's okay to want more. It's okay to know, like, I'm not where I want to be, but I love myself where I'm at. I meet myself there, and I know that I can accomplish these goals. So self-love, it is a profound commitment to your own well-being and happiness. It's a journey of self-discovery and personal growth where you treat yourself with that same care and consideration that you would of a beloved friend, of your children. So one thing, when you look at yourself in the mirror, or when you tell yourself those negative self-thoughts, think about, would you tell your younger self these things that you say to yourself? Would you tell your daughter these things? Would you tell your friends? And if the answer is no, then maybe that's a little your cue to start reframing some of those thoughts that you say to yourself, and be a little bit more loving and compassionate to yourself. Um, and one other thing, when it comes to self-care, a lot of women that I work with have always thought, well, if I'm doing these things, if I'm putting myself first, then it's selfish. And it's not selfish. I believe 100%, I truly believe that you have to put yourself first. You have to fill your cup first. You have to take care of you mentally and physically in order for you to show up your best self, and for you to be able to take care of your family, your kids, your business, your show up at work and be the best, do the best work that you possibly can. So self-care is not selfish. Self-love is not selfish. All right, so the mind-body connection. All right, let me come back over to Facebook for a minute. I want to check on you guys. How's everybody doing? What I would love for you to do is drop in the comments what self-love is to you. I know some of you had done that when you popped into the Facebook group, but I would love to, have a consolidated place where we can have a little dialogue. So do please share those in the comments with me. I will keep going though. So the mind-body connection. So this is the context of self-love in a symbiotic like relationship where your emotional and your mental well-being can have a direct and measurable impact on your physical health. So when you cultivate that self-love, that positive self-regard, and then have that nurturing mindset, it can lead to improved physical health, greater resilience, more enhanced well-being overall. And it really is the essential component of a holistic healthy and health and well-being. And that's what this journey is all about. I used to think it was just physical. And physical health is a huge aspect of that mind-body connection. However, when you are overworking out, underfueling your body, have all of those negative self-talk, it's going to lead you down a path of, self-destruction. So, what are some things that we can do to really help us build that self-love? So I saw a few messages pop up, so I'm going to come on over here. So appreciation of my body, all the babies it's grown, but not content with where it's at, only up from here. Ooh, Cami, I love that so, so much. Thank you for sharing. I saw some over here too. Okay, sorry, you guys, I'm like back and forth. All right, take care of myself first so I can better care for others. 100%. Self-love to me would be taking care of yourself so you're able to take care of others. Self-love is loving myself, mind, body, and spirit, so I can be the best me. And mind, body, spirit in alignment. Oh, these are also good, you guys. Thank you for sharing. And what I do love is I do feel like a lot more women are understanding this concept. Although they do understand this concept, I know that it can be hard still to take the time to put yourself first. And I know even me, these past couple of months, I have had a lot on my plate. I've been more so a single mom for these past, since May. Because my husband's been gone for some military training. But with that, I've realized we have different, well, I've always realized this, but we have different seasons of our lives. And with these different seasons of our lives, we have to know when we can like pull back and times when we can really, push on that gas pedal and go forward, really doing more things for ourselves. So this is where I've realized that, my mind or this more holistic approach, it does not have to be all or nothing. It could look more like me going for a couple 10-minute walks throughout the day and starting the morning with some breath work or with some meditation and prayer and you know not feeling like I have to go to the gym and work out for 2 hours a day. Okay, so a few more. We got body acceptance, time in front of the mirror, focusing on gratitude and all the things I love about myself. Because in the past, the mean girl has lived in the mirror. Oh, Cami, that is so strong. That's really powerful. I 100% understand that. So I love that so much. Kimberly said, self-love is giving yourself self-grace. Yes, allowing yourself that grace. And Danielle, learning to love my body in every phase, even though I want to achieve more. Yes, yes. You guys, I love it. So, so powerful. So what I want you to do is make sure that you write this somewhere for yourself and keep it so you see it every single day. I think it's a very, very powerful reminder. So thank you guys for sharing. Whoops, let's pull this back up. All right. Okay, so yes, that mind, kind of coming back to that mind-body connection is just, this is need for our overall well-being. And it's such an essential part for that holistic health and well-being. Okay, so what are some things that we can do? And these are some of the things I did and I do on a daily basis. And I did kind of mention them as I was given a few examples. So the power of positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are life-changing. And this is something that, and I love what Cami said about, looking in the mirror and us. I think you actually, now I got to go pull you back up, but I think you said focusing on the gratitude. Yes. Because the past mean girl lived in the mirror. Ooh, okay. So Cami, this is for you, and maybe you've done something like this because I know you've done a lot of personal development work, but this goes for anybody. When you are getting ready in the morning, when you're looking in the mirror, I challenge you to say these positive affirmations to yourself. Look at yourself in the eyes in that mirror, look in your reflection and tell yourself, I am confident. I am enough. I am a work in progress. I am not defined by society's idea of perfect. And for the longest time, I suffered thinking that I had to just have this perfect image because that's what I saw in these health and fitness magazines, and I strive to be that girl. My goal in these days when I was doing the bodybuilding competitions, first started personal training, my goal was to be on the cover of an Oxygen magazine. And man, I wrote it down. I had it like I was all about making that visualizing or visualizing it happening, making it happen. And over the years, it has become not as important. So our goals and dreams and desires do evolve as we evolve. I no longer want to be on the cover of a magazine. And if I were to be on the cover of a magazine, I definitely would talk about what it took, the different phases of my story and journey that it took me to get to where I am, instead of saying, this is exactly what I do, because it has, ebb and flowed as I have evolved in my health and fitness journey. So one thing I love doing is while I'm brushing my teeth, while I'm like getting ready, obviously you're looking in the mirror, I say these things to myself. So saying them out loud, saying them in your head, but looking at yourself is so powerful. Another thing, oh, hold on, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay, so power of affirmation. So I have a little challenge for you guys. Tomorrow, I'm just going to give you a heads up. So each day I will be posting inside the the challenge Facebook group a little like a daily challenge. And so tomorrow's challenge is for you to do your positive, comment with your positive affirmations. So positive affirmations, we'll be sharing those in the morning. And I think there might be some more, but I don't want to jump too far forward. All right, so the power of self-compassion. So this kind of comes where we're allowing ourselves that grace, right? So being compassionate and understanding towards yourself when you make mistakes or you face challenges. It's not about being overly critical or self-blaming, but instead offering yourself the same empathy, the same compassion that you would extend to a friend. And I kind of talked about that at the beginning. So even when it comes to those thoughts in your head, treating yourself as if you were your best friend, because ultimately you are your best friend. It's just such a powerful thing when we start allowing ourselves a little bit more grace along our journey and knowing the fact that no one is perfect, and that's okay. And then one other thing when it comes to the power of self-compassion is to understand that everybody is on this journey. Everybody's on their own journey, and everybody is at a different phase in their journey. So stop comparing yourself to others' progress. Remember that, some of these individuals in this challenge are on day 180, whereas you might be on day 1. So allow yourself a little bit of grace here and know that you're going to get there someday. And just continue to love yourself and give yourself that grace along the way, along your journey. So the power of gratitude, this is one of my favorite things to do. This can completely change your energy. So the power of gratitude, I love using this example. Well, as we're sitting here, I would love for you all to just throw in the chat real quick. What is just one thing today? What is one thing that you are grateful for? And this isn't my story to tell, but it's such a great example of how the power of gratitude can really just change the momentum of your day. So Coach Marissa, who will be popping in and out of this challenge and, loving on you guys as well for these next 4 days. This was a couple years ago, but she had, so for those of you who don't know, Coach Marissa is also a nurse and she travels a lot for work. So she has to be very, very prepared. And she packs her meals because she's gone for, over 12 hours because her shifts are usually 10 to 12 hours. And then she has a 45-minute commute to and from work. So this girl, I mean, she is, and for those of you who are coaching with her, she's phenomenal. So I remember, and I might get the story a little messed up, but I remember that she had left the house and forgot her food. She left her food in the fridge. And instead of freaking out, she stopped for a minute and just went through all of the things that she was grateful for because there was nothing that she could do. However, she was grateful that she had amazing coworkers who were able to, give her a little break so she could run and grab some food. So she had food for the day. And I think I'm actually intermingling 2 different stories, but I just think that's so cool. I remember she messaged me and she's like, I just had to sit in my car and list off the things that I was grateful for so that I didn't let this absolutely just ruin my day. So one of my favorite things to do, and this is actually the monthly challenge inside the Fit Life Tribe right now, is a gratitude walk. And all it is, getting outside, being in nature. And as you're on this journey, as you're walking, just saying all of the things that you are grateful for. And you can start with physical things that you can see, and then you can move to more, internal things. But it's really, really cool and powerful. This is something Evie and I love to do when we're out on walks. I'll just be like, Evie, what are you grateful for? And she'll, start listing up all of the things that she's grateful for. And it's super powerful. Like I said, it can change the whole energy. It can change your whole physiology, just being positive and having that outlook on life and being grateful for the things that we do have and not the things that we desire to have. Because if you're over here thinking, man, I wish I had, I'll just, I wish I had more money. I wish I was, had a better car. Like, think when you change those thoughts and you start saying the things that you do have, like, I'm grateful that I have enough money to pay my bills and to live a comfortable life. I'm grateful for this car because it gets me to and from work. I'm grateful for this car because I can take beautiful drives up the mountains and, just be in nature. It really helps you just change that outlook on just change that perspective. So super, super powerful. And I, oh, how come we can't see my next slide? Hold on, where are you at? Give me one second. I know I have another slide, but it is not here. Okay. Actually, so real quick, I am going to transition. So as I mentioned, and thank you guys for sharing the things that you're grateful for. So sunshine. Oh, look at that. Both of you, warm sunshine today. So I think both of you are in Utah, which I'm grateful for that as well. I just came from Orlando and it was 80 degrees and absolutely beautiful. And the day that I left, it was snowing. So I was not ready. I was not ready for snow. Let's see. And then we got a few more over here. Let's see. Gorgeous weather in VA to be able to sit outside in the sun. I love it. You guys are all thankful for the sun, as am I. Grateful for my hot tub and the ability to sit peacefully in nature in my backyard and rest and relax and restore my body under the stars. Oh, Cami, that sounds luxurious. That sounds absolutely amazing right now. Oh, I see. Can you guys see my screen? All right. So I am going to go into, we do have a winner for joining me, for being on this live and for joining this live training. But as I mentioned, I am kind of combining two trainings into one. So with that, every Monday, I do a live training where you hop onto Zoom with me, I record these calls, and then I post them for you to check them out later. So we do all sorts of topics. Generally, I kind of a lot of women reach out to me on a daily basis. So I take the topics that they're reaching out, the things that they're struggling with, and I like to use those as topics. So if there's ever anything that you're like, I really need some help on, what can I eat to help align my hormones or, start healing my gut, those kind of things, like reach out to me. I would love to share, love to be more, to give you some tips and tricks. But also I love educating. So if I can, share, what other, share and educate on what women are struggling with, then it's such an honor. And what part of my goal is I felt naive in my journey. I thought that it was all about calories in, calories out, which is technically, yes, you do have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. However, I was going about it all the wrong ways. So again, every Monday, 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I do a live training. And you can find out more about that inside the Fit Life Tribe Facebook group. So today's topic was supposed to be stress less over the holidays. And I know that the holidays can be a very stressful time, especially when you're on a health and fitness journey. There are a lot of social pressures, I feel, especially when are going to holiday parties, right? It's like, oh, you got to eat this, you got to try this. And oh, well, Aunt Sally, she made her famous apple pie and you have to, they're like force feeding you food and you're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. So, there's a little bit of that, pushiness from those that are around you. So I'm going to give you guys a few tips when it comes to stressing less over the holidays. And I also do have a Project Zero challenge that's going to be starting next week. So this is an accountability challenge where it is an investment. However, investing into this accountability challenge, you guys will get my holiday survival guide. So it's an investment, but the goal is to lose weight or maintain your weight over the holidays and you get your money back. So it's just a great way to help you stay on track over the holidays. So with that, how do we stress less? Number one, first and foremost, is to prioritize and plan ahead. So creating that, holiday to-do list and focus on what truly matters to you and your family. Again, this is where we let go of perfection and we simplify wherever we possibly can. So maybe that is saying no to an event, or maybe that is you know, going to an event and planning your nutrition ahead of time. So one thing I always do is make sure I prioritize protein whenever I have festival or festive parties, because as you guys know, a lot of these parties, there's cake, there's cookies, there's like all these sweets, all these carbs. So if I can make sure I get my protein intake in, so kind of like preload my protein, then I have a little bit more flexibility to enjoy the festive party. So that's one thing I do, but kind of always planning ahead. So set some boundaries to really protect you, protect your energy. And this kind of goes with those pushy relatives, because I've seen this a lot. I've dealt with this personally. I don't know if you guys have, but it definitely happens. And it's not just family. It's been coworkers. It's been friends too. So they can want to push drinks, alcohol drinks, or like you have to eat this type of thing. So one thing I do is to protect myself, protect my energy, is just to let them know ahead of time, hey, I'm on this journey, and you know, I don't want to eat these certain things, or this is where you could, I can have indulge in a little bit here and there. But it's important to set those boundaries, set those standards for yourself. So number 3, stay mindful of your nutrition. So we do this, we do what we call the 1 plate rule for events. And this is where, you eat normal throughout the day, again, prioritizing protein, prioritizing your water. And when you get to whatever that party is, maybe it's Thanksgiving dinner, you're like, I'm gonna have 1 plate. And on that plate, I can have whatever I want. Load that plate up. It helps you, have small portions of your favorite indulgences. It makes it so you feel like you're not restricting yourself. And, you get to try a little bit of all your favorite things. But it also helps you not feel like you are restricting yourself completely when it comes to the holidays. So you can indulge just like everybody else, without overdoing it. And then make movement a non-negotiable. So especially on those days that maybe you do the 1 plate rule, or you have a few more sweets, treats, whatever that looks like, make sure that you're getting out and doing something, some sort of movement. Maybe that's going for a walk. Maybe that's using the next day's fuel from the food that you ate to do a heavier workout. Put that food to use, so that you can push yourself in the gym. And that's one of my favorite things to do, because you're fueling your body, giving it a little extra calories, and then you might have some of your best personal best in the gym. And then again, practice daily gratitude. So this just helps you stay in the present, stay focused, and really be grateful of all of the things that the holidays have to bring to you. So those are just quick 5 little tips to help you guys stress less over the holidays. I will have more information on the Project Zero Challenge, as we are getting ready to launch that next week, and it does go all the way through the holidays. So I'm gonna come back over here to Facebook, and so we've got some ladies here joining me. I can't even see my video. I don't know where you guys are. That's okay. I don't need to see my video. All right. So as I mentioned, at the end of every training, we will be doing a giveaway. So today's giveaway is one of our Fit Life Tribe t-shirts, which looks like this. And I don't know if you guys can see me, because I have a couple of screens up right now. But it says the Fit Life on it, and it's a t-shirt. It's not the sweater, but it's a t-shirt. So I will be sending a Fit Life Tribe t-shirt to one of you lucky ladies who, and actually I was gonna do someone on this call. So I want you guys to keep this in mind. What I will be doing is looking at, oh, you know what? I can stop sharing my screen. How about I do that? Okay. Now you can actually see me. One of the things that I will be looking at over these next 4 days during this challenge is those who are engaging, those who are celebrating, those who are really motivating and inspiring others to show up. So if you are engaging, if you're coming to the lives, doing our daily challenges, which I will post in the Facebook group, that is going to increase your chances of being one of our daily winners. So the winner of today's Fit Life Tribe t-shirt is Jill Listenby. I'm not sure. I think that's how you say it. And the reason I'm gifting her today's Fit Life Tribe t-shirt is because it is her birthday. So I don't know if she's on the live, but I just thought that it would be awesome to celebrate her because it is her birthday and it's the start of our challenge. So I appreciate her joining this challenge during her birthday. So you guys, that is all for today's live training. Thank you again for joining me today. This is recorded. I will drop the link inside of the Facebook group. And before we hop off, do we have any questions? You guys have any questions, concerns? Like, has everybody been able to get into Trainerize? I'll hang out for just a few minutes. If you don't have questions, feel free to pop off. But if you do, drop them in the comments, please. I'll grab a drink. All right. Okay. I don't think we have any questions, which is awesome. If you guys do have questions along this challenge at all, feel free to ask them inside the Facebook group as well, so I can make sure and answer them for everybody. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 1:30 as well. Have a wonderful day. Melissa, can you stay on for 2 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, let me stop recording. Where's my record? Oh, there it is.